throws it deep to Kipner, who gets another and one! Murray out to Patton again, and that one is out!
Welcome to the October edition of our monthly podcast called Blue Jay Talk. I'm Noah Carter, and I'll be your host. Featured on the podcast, Athletic Director Derek Zander, Head Women's Volleyball Coach and new Men's Volleyball Coach Dalton Tucker, the three Women's Volleyball Player of the Weeks, Malena Bixby, Meghan Nolte, and Kylie Hasselbacher, UMAC Football Player of the Week, Dawson Brandt, Dr. Amanda Gowin to talk about sports psychology, Cole Lehmen of Men's Golf, and Miranda Nelson of CAP. Coming up first is Athletic Director Derek Zander. I'm here with Athletic Director Derek Zander. Derek, first off, can you introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on here, Noah. Appreciate it. So I'm Derek Zander. I'm the Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics, Athletics Advancement, and Strategic Programs. I'm about on my third or fourth month here on the job. Arrived here to Fulton in early June, and have really enjoyed my time here as a Blue Jay. The community of Fulton has embraced me and my family and my two children with open arms, and we've enjoyed the opportunity to get to know other faculty and staff colleagues here at Westminster, and looking forward to seeing what we can accomplish in the future.
Can you provide us first with a fall athletics update and how have things been going so far in your first fall season as athletic director here?
Yeah, and I think things are going relatively well. I think the fall for me, the beginning of the academic year is the most exciting time of the year, because there's always anticipation, there's always excitement for what's to come, both from obviously a competitive standpoint, but also as a student. It's an opportunity to turn the page and start the academic year fresh, with hopes of being extremely successful. In terms of athletics, I think we've really hit the ground running. We've been relatively busy with some initiatives and trying to continue to enhance the experience that we were already providing for our student athletes, and we've been extremely busy. We're happy to announce that we've opened up the Kent and Judith Miller Stadium, so our football and our soccer programs have had the opportunity to compete there this fall. It's been fantastic. The student athletes are excited about it. I think the community's embraced it and created a lot of excitement across our campus. In addition to that, we've got some new faces here to our athletic department. We hired Coach Hunter Briggs as our head track and field and cross country coach. He's hit the ground running and really hitting the recruiting trail to grow that program here in the future. In addition to that, we announced a hiring of Coach Corey Wilson, who's his assistant coach, and I've had the opportunity to engage with him several times, and I think he'll do a really good job for us as well. In addition to that, we've hired Coach Brian O'Connor as our head men's soccer coach. So he's about 9 games into the soccer season, but really excited to have him here. Really excited to have his experience that he brings with him from the Midwest Conference and winning a couple conference titles over there, and competing in arguably one of the best Division III conferences in the country in the ODAC. So excited to have him here, and looking forward to seeing what he can accomplish. We've also signed a BSN all exclusive contract between us and Nike, which I think has been embraced relatively well. Still trying to figure out the official rollout for that, but our coaches have been able to take advantage of that contract here, and we'll continue to maximize that contract into the future. And as always, coming into a new position and experiencing what Westminster is and who we are as a college and the type of experience that we provide for our students, we're always looking at ways to maximize that. So we've taken some time and looked at our facilities, trying to identify what could be next for us Again, excited about Kent and Judith Miller Stadium, but we want to continue to look forward to figure out what we can do next to attract more students and to continue to lift up what we're doing within an athletic department. So we've been busy, been really busy.
And you mentioned the generating more students. There's a big secret that's out and official. I think it's time you talk about men's volleyball. As recently announced, it's going to be a sport here. What was the idea behind adding this, and what kind of excitement comes with that?
I think you're right. I think it's the worst kept secret in Fulton because we hadn't even announced it yet, but I think rumors were flying around and students had heard about it, which is fine. We're excited that students are excited. Essentially, when we're looking at adding an athletic program, we're looking at, one, trying to attract new students and give new students or existing students more opportunities to compete in athletics. We know within athletics that there's a lot of lessons learned through athletics that can help prepare you for life after college, and that's what we hear. That's what we hear about, and that's why we do what we do. So that's really the first attraction to men's volleyball, and then secondly, it's growing across the country. It's really big in the St. Louis and Kansas City area, and we always want to be leaders in conversations, and this is a way for us to lead when we're looking at, maybe what's next and what's a growing program that we can take advantage of to help bolster our college. So I think it adds to the student athlete experience here on our campus. It's going to add to the game day environment. Men's volleyball is exciting to watch. And then, thirdly, another piece that I'll add is one of the main attractions for this program was the fact that we had a very qualified coach on campus who could take the reins of the program. He's very well known, Coach Dalton Tucker in the men's volleyball world, a very successful women's volleyball coach for us. And I have, high expectations for what he can do for us in the future with this program. And I know he's looking forward to hitting the ground running.
And then lastly, we have both homecoming and our new stadium dedication coming up soon. What does this stuff look like for you? How do you prepare for these?
Oh, busiest week of the year, I think. Busiest week of the year. There's a lot of time spent in planning and organizing these events. We put together a committee of very smart people to help plan these events. So we actually started this back in July, believe it or not. And we're about 3.5 weeks away. So looking forward to it. But, I think the biggest thing for us is trying to create, through these events, we're trying to create an environment that is meaningful to our alumni and specifically meaningful for the Hall of Fame inductees that are coming back to be inducted into our Hall of Fame. So really taking our time through this, trying to create an emotional event. Excited to welcome back Kent and Judith Miller here for that weekend. They'll be here for a stadium dedication on October 28th at 11:30 a.m. So if you're listening to the podcast and you're around Fulton on that day, we hope you can come and join us. It'll be a great event. We got a lot of activities going on around that dedication, with a football game being kicked off at 12 o'clock. So please feel free to come by and check it out. And then later that evening, we are hosting our Hall of Fame induction, which there's a wide variety of folks that are being inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's going to be a great event. It's one of my favorite events, I think, for me, just in my experience in athletics, because you really get to honor somebody or a team that has invested so much time and energy into a program. And having them take the spotlight for that moment is powerful. So looking forward to that event. Tickets are still available, so if you want to purchase a ticket, feel free. We'd love to see you there.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
The way we consume digital media in our world is constantly changing. The way we learn about it needs to change at that same pace. At Westminster College, we're putting you at the forefront of this interdisciplinary research by letting you experience firsthand some of these changes so you'll be better prepared to create it yourself when you leave our campus. In our labs, you'll experience cutting-edge technologies that will prepare you for a career in whichever sector of digital media that you're comfortable. You won't just hear about digital media, you'll experience it yourself.
Our next guest here is Dalton Tucker, head women's volleyball coach and also the new head men's volleyball coach. here at Westminster. First off, let's talk about the start to your season. What do you feel you have done well, and do you feel there's room to improve?
It's been a really good season so far. We started the season off with a really heavy, strong non-conference schedule. I think the team really showed some great signs of what we could do this year throughout the non-conference schedule. And then going into conference play, we started off hot. We hit a little rut there in the middle, but we have a very young team this year. And I think that shows we never really know what we're going to get game to game. But when we put it all together, I think we're definitely one of the top teams to compete with. I think there's the big things in store for this team. If we can figure it all out at the right time, then I think we're a dangerous weapon in the conference for sure.
And to build off of that, 3 weeks in a row you've had a player of the week. As a coach, how does it feel with your team receiving so many honors like this, especially when it's something, that almost never happens?
Yeah, for sure. 3 weeks in a row, different players every single week. That's very uncommon. I think that just shows the depth on our roster. I think we have 6 to 8 players that could get player of the week at any given time throughout the season. We do a good job at spreading our offense out. Our setters do a great job at making sure that if a hitter's having a good day, a good week, then we make sure to feed him the ball and just kind of let him take over. And I think that's what you've seen in the last 3 weeks is, like I said, it's very uncommon. I think it's my first time in a coaching career that I've had 3 different players receive an award like that. So just goes to show that we have a lot of weapons this year to work with.
And lastly, let's talk about you being named head men's volleyball coach. A lot of excitement on campus about this. I know it's something you've mentioned before wanting at this school. So how does it feel now that it is officially going to be here and with you being head coach?
Yeah, we're really excited to add men's volleyball here. I think it's one of the top emerging sports in the country, and it's a great location for us to have it. There's not a lot of men's volleyball around the area. St. Louis, Kansas City, big recruiting hubs for us. I know we have a lot of interest on campus as well. So being the third school in our conference to get men's volleyball, just making a name for ourselves and seeing if we can hit the ground running with it. But I'm definitely excited. I know it's going to be something successful here in years to come, and just being able to give athletes on campus just one more sport to play and see what we can do.
Thanks for coming on. Malena Bixby is here after winning Player of the Week, Offensive Player of the Week, September 18th, after a monster week that included 53 kills, 39 digs, and a .299 hit percentage. Tell us a little bit about that, what it feels like to have an honor as such, and just to perform at that level.
It's pretty awesome. I didn't ever win it last year, just because we had a bunch of other people doing it, and it kind of was like my first season here. So winning it this year in my senior year is pretty awesome. And to be performing at that level, I obviously can't be doing it by myself. Like, my team's been helping me out a ton. I can't do it without pass. I can't do it with a set. So I think it's really just a testament to how good our team is in general, that we can even be in the conversation for that at all. So I think it's pretty awesome, but it's not just an individual thing.
And in addition to that honor, you also made the 2023 Loras College Invitational Tournament team. Can you tell us a little bit about this? Were you expecting to receive that honor, or what was your reaction when you found out about when you received it?
I didn't necessarily think that I was going to get it. Like, I didn't even really know that it was a thing. But because we were playing teams that were really good and have been nationally ranked before. So to be able to receive that honor was pretty awesome. I was in the middle of anatomy class when it happened, so it was kind of super high emotions for a second, and then super humbling with that anatomy experience. But no, it was pretty awesome. I was happy when I found out about it. Again, was super proud of how we performed that weekend as a team. So it's pretty cool that we get to compete with some of the best teams in the country for stuff like that.
And is there anything you're looking towards or have any expectations for the rest of the season?
I'm trying to not have expectations, just because I just want to enjoy the time on the court with my friends, enjoy my last season of volleyball. Obviously, I want to perform at a high level, but I'm not putting too much pressure on myself or on the team. But just going forward, I expect to, just have fun, play hard, do my best, and that's all I can do.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Volleyball player Meghan Nolte is here with me. The week after your teammate Malena Bixby won Player of the Week, you then turned around and had a big week of your own that got you yourself Offensive Player of the Week as well for the week of September 25th. You had 31 kills, a 491 hit percentage, and also had 2 aces. What goes into this? What kind of work do you guys put in to help you guys in these types of situations to be able to perform at such a high level?
So a lot of our work ethic comes from practice. We try to practice in like game-like situations. So we do a lot of scrimmaging, like 24-23 type games. And so once we get into that situation in a game, that helps us a lot and helps a lot of our players to step up in those kind of situations.
And that week also included conference play starting up. How's that been going for you guys?
Our first week was really good. We swept through MUW and Spalding, and ever since it's going pretty good, and we are super excited.
And do you think you're going to win any more of these? Is it something that you shoot for?
Oh yeah, I definitely think we have a lot more wins in the season. We've been working really hard, and we have a really good team this year, and we have a lot of key pieces to help us win those games.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
For the third week in a row, a Blue Jays volleyball player has received Offensive Player of the Week. This is something that's definitely a rarity. I'm with Kylie Hasselbacher, the third recipient, as she was named such 3 days ago on October 2nd. Your performance include 47 kills and a 340 hit percentage. First off, what is it like team-wise to have 3 straight winners of this award? And also, what do you feel has set you up for a performance as such?
I feel like for our team, this is a really good thing. We've talked about how many offensive weapons we have this year, and I think to take it 3 weeks in a row just shows how much of an offensive force we are this season. And I feel like this is setting us up for success because no one really knows what to expect when they're coming in to play us. They have a lot of offensive force coming from our side of the net, so it definitely helps us out a lot for big wins.
It's your first semester here on campus. What's that been like? How's the team helped accommodate you on campus and put you in a good position to succeed?
It's definitely been really good. I think it was really helpful to move in here really early and have like the first 2 weeks of like just straight team bonding. We really all got to know each other. And then by the time we got onto the court, we were just really connecting. And I think that you can see that now. Like we have such a strong connection on and off the court. And it's making it a lot more fun than last year for sure.
Is an accolade like this a goal? And if not, what kind of goals do you set for yourself throughout the season?
I think this is definitely a goal. Last year my season wasn't really great, so obviously like this is a goal to get Player of the Week, but at the same time my goal is just really to enjoy volleyball this year and have fun and obviously win if we can win. But I mean obviously it's awesome to do something like this, but my biggest goal is just enjoying the game.
Thank you for coming on.
Museum Studies at Westminster is a program where students create and curate exhibitions, design programs, ask challenging questions, and above all, blend history, heritage, and culture in a way that informs and inspires. We invite you to join us at Westminster and be a part of history in a way that not only preserves the past, but through the power of museums, helps to build a better future.
I'm here with senior football player Dawson Brandt. Dawson, while team results haven't necessarily gone the way you would have liked, so far you've had a pretty solid season both on defense and special teams. Can you tell us a little bit about how you've managed to stay in such a positive mindset to be able to perform so well?
Yeah, man, I think it's a big kudos to the coaches, not only the guys that we have on staff now, but for me personally, it's coaches that I've had in the past. They, instilled that never say die attitude. So every time I step on the field, it's 110%, no matter what the outcome of the game is.
And then, the reason you're here, you had a Defensive Player of the Week honor this past week. To get performance recognition in a loss says a lot about how well you performed, and that you did, having 7 tackles, 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. How does that make you feel, and what kind of fuel does that bring you and the team?
Yeah, man. I think overall it's a good accomplishment. It makes you feel good, but I think it's a big kudos to the guys on the team. You know, we have a lot of guys on scout team that push us starters. So I think without them, you know, these rewards aren't really possible. So big kudos to the guys on the team for helping me get to where I need to be.
And you got a lot of excitement here for this upcoming week. But as a whole, what kind of goals do you have the rest of the season?
So for the rest of the season, you know, obviously we want to get that first win. Once we do, I think, you know, things will turn around for us. But this week in practice, you know, coaches have been on us about, you know, keeping our heads up. So I think one of the biggest goals is, you know, keep that positive mindset on and off the field. That way it can just, you know, progress us forward in the season, having us stay focused on what the end goal is.
Thank you for coming on. Good luck.
Thank you.
Today's typical college student is no longer the recent high school graduate. Almost half of all college students in the United States are age 24 or older, and they have busy lifestyles. They have families, they work part-time jobs or full-time jobs, and they want to earn a college degree. As you could imagine, the traditional college experience just doesn't work for them. Westminster College has a rich history of excellence in cultivating leaders, and now we can take that experience beyond our campus. We're proud to announce the launch of Westminster Online. It's designed to be flexible and to meet your needs. This program runs in back-to-back 7-week sessions, so you can finish your degree faster. It's 100% online, so you can attend class on your schedule. You can choose to major in either business administration, organizational leadership, or in psychology. Westminster Online is affordable, and if you need to pause your studies because life happens, you can do that. You're able to sit out a session and then come back when you're ready. Check out our website at wcmo.edu to learn more.
I'm here with Dr. Amanda Gowin. Dr. Gowin, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, and as in who you are and what your role is on campus?
Sure. So she said, my name's Amanda Gowin, and I've been at Westminster since 2006. Currently, I'm the department chair for Health and Exercise Science, and I teach a variety of classes within Health and Exercise Science, and I advise students that major in exercise science, health and wellness, and minor in coaching and or public health.
And then to elaborate more specifically on that role on campus, you teach a class called sports psychology. Could you tell us a little bit about that class, what it is, and why it's taught?
Sure. So my background is true to what liberal arts is all about. Kind of I'm all over the place. I have a doctoral degree in educational leadership and a master's degree in counseling psychology. And most of my work has been working within a health promotion, improving performance standpoint. So sports psychology kind of fits right in line with that. So we offer sports psychology through health and exercise science and psychology here. And it's offered in the fall semesters and sometimes over the winter or summer. So we are going to offer it this winter. This semester it's being taught by the psychology department. And so between Dr. Ryan Bruner and myself, we kind of teach it alternating years. So it's kind of nice. It blends in kind of a health promotion standpoint. So working with athletes and students to understand how to improve performance, motivation, decrease anxiety, work within stress management techniques. And then there's also a psychology component to that. So understanding theories on how those performance indicators, happen. And if you want to work in the field of sports psychology, you can go at it through kind of a health promotion standpoint, or you can go through extra education to become more of a mental health provider and working with athletes that are also struggling with mental health conditions to help them improve their performance. in both social and the sport realm. I like our sports psychology class a lot. It has a mix of, academic content along with activities that are practical. And it also is a prerequisite for students that want to be a coach as they go into coaching theories after they've had this course, and then build on that as it comes with an athletic leadership position. So it's a fun class overall and typically fills every semester, but it is a requirement for exercise science majors, coaching, an elective for the psychology majors, and kind of fits in line with a wide variety of interests.
And so to elaborate more on that, how do you feel athletes on campus or just athletes in general could use this idea of sports psychology to hit their peak performance, as you kind of mentioned?
Yeah, being a student athlete is tough. And so if you are trying to balance out the athletic season and academics, understanding sports psychology is so important to improving performance. So if you're spending so many hours on a sport, knowing that you can do things that are going to improve your performance, it's really interesting to try to think about that concept for yourself, especially because you're already spending so much time trying to get to that higher level. So finding tips and tricks to help you get there is what it's all about, right? And on top of that, it really helps you think about your role in a team as well. And so how do you build those relationships up with your teammates? How do you build better relationships with your coaches? How do you have a life outside of athletics? And so there's a lot of concepts that come into not only sport performance, but improving your kind of a holistic approach to being successful in being a leader. So it's good for all students, but especially student athletes to think about these concepts.
Thank you for coming on.
Okay, thank you.
Museums allow us to celebrate humanity's soaring achievements while also providing lessons on how to avoid the mistakes of our past. They can also amplify the voices of underrepresented groups while bringing economic uplift to communities. We invite you to explore this world while finding a rewarding career by becoming a museum studies major at Westminster College.
I'm here with Cole Lehmen, senior golfer. Pretty good performance you had this fall season. On September 26th, you really made this known by finishing first in the Illinois College Invitational, shooting a full round score of 73, 1 over par, which included shooting 2 under on the front nine. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How was it, and when did you realize that you were likely leading the charge?
I honestly had no idea that I would ever have a chance to lead the charge with Illinois College being there, because they're always really good. And after the first 4 holes, I was 4 under par, and just told myself just take it easy and keep myself where I'm at. Don't get too aggressive to where I screw up, and just hold the good round that I had going. And wasn't exactly happy with finishing with 3 over on the back nine, but 2 under on the front was nice, and wasn't happy with the 73 being 4 under after 4, but still pretty happy with the overall ending of getting first place.
That was your first collegiate win, which definitely been a long time coming. That you're a senior this year. What were those emotions like?
Very surprising. I had, like I said, Illinois College being there, I didn't think I had a chance, and I honestly never thought I'd have a chance to win a collegiate tournament throughout my college career. So it was excitement, happiness, just enjoying the moment.
And based on your fall, do you have any goals or expectations now for the spring?
Well, I've exceeded my expectations from that win, so hopefully try and get another one in the spring season. And the biggest goal for the end of my career would try to be first team all conference.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
The way we consume digital media in our world is constantly changing. The way we learn about it needs to change at that same pace. At Westminster College, we're putting you at the forefront of this interdisciplinary research by letting you experience firsthand some of these changes so you'll be better prepared to create it yourself when you leave our campus. In our labs, you'll experience cutting-edge technologies that will prepare you for a career in whichever sector of digital media that you're comfortable. You won't just hear about digital media, you'll experience it yourself.
Miranda Nelson is here with me, Special Events Chair of Campus Activities Board, also known as CAB on campus. Miranda, first off, thank you for coming on. Can you introduce us to what CAB is and as well as what your role is in it?
So in CAB, we plan all of the events that are on campus, anything from the pop-ups where we do coloring, food. We did donuts this past week. We also put on bigger events. So as the special events chair, I'm responsible for homecoming week in the fall, and then Winston's birthday and the Winston Awards in the spring. So those are the only 3 events that I handle on campus.
And can you provide us some information on the events you will be holding for homecoming this year?
Yeah, so homecoming starts the 23rd of this year of October. To kick off the week on Monday, we're going to do a chili cook-off. Anybody is free to join. We're going to have 3 different categories. A category for best name, best taste, and then most blazing. We are going to award 3 gift cards for each category. Fresh Ideas is going to cook some chili for us. So if you guys want to come out and just eat chili and not enter into the contest, you're free to do that. We will have root beer floats, desserts, and then of course chili. Our court this year is going to be the judge for our cook-off. And on Tuesday, October 24th, we're going to have our bonfire from 6:30 to 8:30 in the Wetterau Sports Complex. We are going to have a pumpkin decorating contest, and we will be offering 3 gift cards for that as well. Next, on Wednesday, the 25th, we're going to have goat yoga from 11 to 1. We're going to have Batter Up cupcakes and Cool Beans coffee there. So if you want to come do some yoga and have some coffee and cupcakes, we will see you there at 1 or at 11 in Latshaw. That evening, we're going to do bubble soccer at 6:30. It's going to start as a homecoming court versus CAB game. We're going to do that in between the men's and women's soccer games. And then after that, whenever the women start their game, we're going to move over to the football practice field, and we're going to have Big Hungry's paddy wagon there for students. If you guys want to come out and play bubble soccer, we're going to do musical chairs and lots of fun stuff like that. Then on Thursday, the 26th, we're going to have our pep rally. It's going to be at 4 o'clock in Historic, and we'll have Lily's Cantina. We are going to do a $100 gift card as an attendance prize. So if you come out, we'll give you a raffle ticket. You do have to stay the duration of the pep rally, and then at the end, we will draw for a winner of a $100 gift card. Then on the 27th, which is Friday, we're going to start our family weekend. We're going to have cornhole games and a food truck there from 4 to 6 in Latshaw. The food truck that we're going to have on Friday specializes in island meatballs, so if that sounds good to you, then we would like to see you in Latshaw at 4 o'clock. And then Saturday, October 28th, is going to be our tailgate. It's going to start at 10, and it's going to last till 12. Our campus meal plan will be served that day, so you can come on out and get some food. We're going to have chili and a nacho bar, and then we will wrap up the week by announcing our royalty at halftime.
Thank you.
Of course.
Shotgun, takes the hand up, looks to throw, fires it up the middle of the field, it is goal! Now he throws it deep to Kipker, who gets another and one! Patton again, and that one is out. Now they got Kirk in the corner. Do it!